Hello, good morning. Welcome, everyone. Let's sing a song. Let's bring some no lack of sunshine, especially here in this place. Be as good as you are.
Happy first Sunday of summer to all of you beautiful people sitting right here in this room with me, and to our spiritual family watching on our live stream. My name is Linda Brewer, and I'm so honored to have the privilege of welcoming you all to our service. If you're physically here in the room, I encourage you at the end of the service to talk to somebody that you don't know or that you don't know very well. Just for a moment before you hang out with your friends, your closest friends. Check in with some other folks. Love streamers, I encourage you to share your name and for y'all to connect with each other there online, since you can't hug like we do here. Our practitioners serving in today's service are Reverend Myrna Hurst, who will be sharing a reading, leading us in prayer after a time of sacred silence, and Audrey Gum, who is holding high watch, knowing that the best and highest is unfolding as we share this sacred time together. Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among religions. We honor every pathway by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so that we can help make the world a better place. So if you will, I invite you to join me in saying with feeling our purpose statement. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journeys of spiritual discovery. Thank you. Our theme for this month is Summer Transmutation, and Reverend Cindy's talk is called From Good to Great. That's a little transition you've been making since you arrived. You were good when you came, and you've gotten just great.
Thank
you. You're welcome. Our special music today is our super talented, always well-dressed, voice of an angel, Chamaigne Sharette. the lovely wife of our beloved music director, Rick. And I won't repeat what you said to me. Trophy wife. Okay. It's all right. I'd already told Chamaigne. And he was kidding. I am a little bit surprised that we do not have more people really vying to win this giant TV that we're giving away. I'm looking in this room and I'm not seeing any first-time guests. What's up with that, people? Do you know that there are people out there that really want what we have to offer, but they don't know we're here? And you may know some of those people. It might be your favorite clerk at the grocery store. It might be your mailman, mailwoman, mail person that drops off your mail that you have a conversation with. Somebody that cleaned your house, or somebody you just run into, or a good friend that you've never talked about the center like it's a secret. Let them know, please. That's why we're doing this, trying to give you the incentive to share the wonderful message that our center has to share. So please get out there and do that. And maybe you'll even win a TV. So that's going on between now and the end of July. You just need to register so we know you brought a new guest, and the one with the most at the end of the 2 months wins. So, all right, get out there. All right. So I was going to say, ask for first-time guests, but I know everyone in this room. And that's lovely, and I'm glad, and you all are a blessing in my life, but I'd like to see some faces I don't recognize out there, so get on it. Okay. All right. As always, you know you can find out what's happening on the website. I won't go into a lot of it because y'all know it and you've heard it. But I do want to tell you we've added a section to the website where we share some of the events coming up from our Salt Lake Interfaith Roundtable friends, because there's a much bigger spiritual community than just us, and we're honored to be part of that. And there is one that I put on the website. The Episcopal Church is doing a documentary film about the treatment of the children of the Ute tribe by the government and various organizations. It's part of their church's desire to be more inclusive and to tell the truth about their history. That's going to be July 16th. So look at the website. It's going to be a free showing of the movie at the library. And I think it would be, if we want to live in Utah, it's a good part. It's an important part of our history to be aware of, so check that out. All right, so the very first event of our Food, Fun, and Friends for 2024 happened last night, and I think I can safely say a fun time was had by all of us, former or still hippies who were there, as we laughed and sang along to the songs of John Denver and a few other folks from that era. We got to see some folks that we may not see here on Sunday morning, got to celebrate Carol's birthday in her gorgeous backyard, and I think, those of you who were here, and many of you are home recuperating, but those of you who are here, would you agree a fun time was had by all? Yeah. All right. Somebody said something, I don't know what, oh, Jackie's yelling at me. Okay, never mind. All right. I really want to offer you my condolences if you missed that, because it was incredible. But good news, you still have until next Sunday, the 30th, to bid on all the other incredible things that are coming up. You have the option to dine on various cultural cuisine. Thank you. I could say that word earlier today, but I don't know what I had to drink. Anyway, you could go, what? Diet Coke. Oh, yeah, I do know what I had to drink. You can enjoy rafting down the river with Rick and Chamaigne. You can go bowling with Robert and Ruth. You can learn to knit with Lana. Kevin is going to teach us how to arrange flowers. You know how we always have these gorgeous flowers? You can do that with Kevin. There are musical events. You can take a tour. One of my favorite events last year was touring the Masonic Lodge. And this year it's the Huntsman Cancer Institute, where cures for cancer are being developed every day. And it's a beautiful, gorgeous place. If you've never been there, I encourage you to do that. And you can express your inner artist, learn to cook something special, and so much more. It's all designed to give us great food, to have a lot of fun, and to make friends with new people that share our interests, or to just deepen your friendships with other folks. So if you haven't gotten a bidder sheet, please see Robert Retzel, who is right back there waving his hand. If anybody doesn't know him, you've seen him up here the last couple of weeks, so you should know. Anyway, look through this booklet at all the fabulous things that are coming up, and then you could bid on it. The bidding is anonymous. That's why we do bidder sheets, so that Drew's not trying to outbid me just to get at me, and other things like that. Guilty. All right. The sheets have a shaded area that shows how many people will be able to participate in that event. If more than that many people are, then the highest bidders of that many people will win. So please have fun. All right. And now, as I always do, I remind you that our center was founded on, and it is grounded in prayer. Our professional prayer practitioners are here to pray with and for you to know the best and highest in your life, especially if there's a time in your life where you're having a tough time, knowing that there could possibly be a purpose from the divine for what's going on. But I promise that there is, and if you don't know it, the practitioners will know it for you until you can know it for yourself. So right now is that time in our service. I invite you to allow the beautiful centering music to connect you with the spirit that lives within you. And then Myrna will do a reading, share a time of sacred silence, and lead us in prayer.
Divine Spirit, here I stand, just the way I am. I rest here in your grace. I let go of time and space, and I empty my heart is open to you, and I feel your love. It is mine to give away, and I feel your peace. It's in every breath I take. You are in me. I am in you. We are one vibration. I feel the constant invitation to remember who I really am. I'm so grateful for the wisdom and the power close at hand. I am thankful for the presence of the divine within me, and I celebrate my life, and my heart stays wide open to you.
Let's breathe into this moment and that music and feel the feeling in this room. How good it is to be together. Our reading today is something that was written by Marianne Williamson some time ago, and you probably have heard it. It's also adapted and quoted from Barack Obama, Nelson Mandela, and many, many others. It is in the challenging moment of our lives that we are forced to try harder and dig deeper and to discover gifts we never knew we had, to find the greatness that lies within each of us. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that mostly frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God within us. It's not just in some of us. It's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Let's spend a couple of minutes manifesting that and meditating it. As we move into prayer, let us do remember that we were born to make manifest the glory of God within us. As we move into this prayer, grateful for this knowing. Grateful also for this place, for this feeling, and for all who bring this to us, the music, the technology that exists in the back of the room in the form of our wonderful sounds people, the heart of each one who participates in this beautiful service, our minister, all those who are here for the building itself and for this glorious day. I am grateful. And so we know right now the power and presence of the divine within each of us and all of us in every moment and everything that we do. And knowing that this power is in and as everything, it is in each of us and all of us. We know that we have the power to create our own personal wisdom, our own personal path to the divine. In fact, there is no pathway to the divine. It is already here in each of us. And so I know we use this power in this moment, in this day, in these few minutes that we have together, to create beauty and love, to create lives that are outstanding and wonderful and lovely and loved. I claim for each of us here today that this day is its own beauty, that the warmth outside and the warmth in our heart is the same. We have learned even more how good it is to be alive. The words that we speak become the truth of our lives. And so we send these words into the law that always says yes to what we want. And there's nothing left to do except to know and to feel the gratitude of this time and place. Life is good. And we let it be as together we say. And so it is.
We're missing our keyboard player, vocalist Leslie Monroe, who is in California, nurturing her spirit and playing with her music. And I'm grateful to Chamaigne for coming today, for filling in some of the vocal gaps. Also want to give a shout out to Wachira, playing drums. He'll be here next week too. I love how our community celebrates the authenticity of the self. We can be who we are and show up and be welcomed and loved, hugged. It's a beautiful thing, and it doesn't happen everywhere, as you may know. It's wonderful that we can be that bold presence that Myrna was reading about and feel that we're safe in community here. And I want us to sing together with that in mind. It's already a bright, bright, sunshiny day. So let's sing it out. I can see clearly now. I never know how to introduce my wife.
As a princess.
Yes. You're right, princess. Yes. She's an extraordinary person and an extraordinary talent. I'm so grateful to be in her life. I'm so grateful that she shares her gift with this community, and such a bright light. Chamaigne Sharette.
Thank you. So I'm going to sing a song for you that I used to sing in my 20s with great longing, and I wanted to sing. And I had a friend who taught me about this thing called positive visualization. And so I decided I was going to be like Barbra Streisand, but I was going to dress kind of like Stevie Nicks and kind of like a sexy peasant woman, maybe a little wispy fairy-like. And I just realized on the drive up here, hey, I'm gonna sing a Barbra Streisand song, and I'm dressed like a wispy, sexy peasant woman. So, see, all positive visualization works. You just don't always know when. There's not a morning I begin without 1,000 questions running through my mind, that I don't try to find the meaning and the logic in the world that God designed. The reason why a bird was given wings, if not to fly and praise the sky with every song it sings. What's right or wrong, where I belong within the scheme of things. And why have eyes that see and arms that reach, unless you're meant to know there's something more? If not to hunger for the meaning of it all, then tell me what a soul is for. Why have the wings, unless you're meant to fly? And tell me please, why have a mind, if not to question why? And tell me, where is it written what it is I'm meant to be, that I can't dare to find the meanings in the mornings that I see, or have my share of every sweet imagined possibility? Just tell me where. Tell me where. If I were only meant to tend the nest, then why does my imagination sail across the mountains and the seas beyond the make-believe of any fairy tale? Why have the thirst, if not to drink the wine? And what a waste to have a taste of things that can't be mine. Just tell me where is it written what it is I'm meant to be, that I can't dare to have the chance to pick the fruit of every tree, or have my share of every sweet imagined possibility? Just tell me where is it written? Tell me where. Or if it's written Thank you. Thank you.
Open my heart right up. So hello everybody. Happy summer. We had our summer solstice. Let me turn this off. Had our summer solstice, and boy, it's kind of roaring in, right? Although I was out the other day, and I ran into Sprouts, and when I came out, it was raining. which of course wasn't expected, but I understand now that that's living in Utah. So yes, I'm talking about good to great, and I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge, our first Food, Fun, and Friends event that we had. Jerry and Chris are probably recuperating, but we had Della there, and we had Rory there, and we had Carol's beautiful backyard and Carol's son. We had a blast. So don't miss other events. Go ahead and sign up and get your bidder number and get out there, because there's lots of fun stuff coming up. And also Friday night, Youth and Family Ministry, they sponsored our spiritual cinema, and we watched Soul. Raise of hands, how many people have seen Soul? Yeah, you had an opportunity. Make sure you go to the website and see what's going on around here, because it's an amazing movie. And John Baptiste, he is just so incredibly talented. He wrote the music for that song. So make sure that you know what's going on around here so you don't miss out on these things. Last week, I spoke about using the divine masculine for good and how to cultivate that divine masculine by telling the truth, embracing confidence, practicing emotional maturity and mastery, setting boundaries by standing up for ourselves, and finally, finding order, discipline, and structure. This week, as we move from good to great, I just want to play with you for a minute. I want you to use your voice and feel what it feels like to go from good to great. So, say after me, life is good. Life is good. Again, life is good. Life is good. Okay, now you got to put more emphasis on this. Life is great. Life is great. Really say it out there. Life is great. Life is great. Yes, I love it. That's what I'm talking about. There's a quote from Jack Cornfield. He says, when the stories of our lives no longer bind us, we discover something greater. Because you know what, folks? Us humans, we are meaning-making machines. We have to assign meaning to all the stories that happen in our life. Sometimes we assign positive, and sometimes we assign negative or challenges, and then what we do is we identify with those stories. And we end up thinking that that is the story of our life. I want to say this about that life is good and life is great comment. I get it that sometimes I can say life is good and I still have challenges going on in my life. I can say today life is good and life is great and my foot is sore. So what? Life is good and I'm going through grieving. Life is good and I'm going through a job change. Life is good and there's all these things that still come up in life. Because life is always lifing, right? Life is lifing. So since we're in summer officially, and this is the month of summer transmutation, this is a perfect way to understand that we get to move on from those stories that no longer serve us, that bind us. I have a couple of examples. The first one is, some of you, many of you probably in this room, know that in May, I was scheduled to go on a 10-day, actually 12-day adventure to Costa Rica with one of my favorite spiritual teachers, Dr. Sue Morter. And I had been scheduling this, paying for this, looking forward to this for 2 years. And the universe had something different in mind for me. What happened was my brother had been fighting cancer for the last 2 years. And it just so happened that this time that I would have been in Costa Rica I would have been missing the family. I wouldn't have been there for him. And I had to make a decision, which I did, and I felt really good about. Yes, I was sad. I had moments of tears that, wow, I really wanted to do this thing. And I knew where I needed to be. In my heart, I knew that I couldn't miss this, that I wanted to be there for my brother, that he wanted me and the family around him while he was getting ready to transition. And that's exactly where I was. Now, I could have made a story out of that, you guys. Woe is me. I looked forward to this for years. I saved up for this and was going to possibly lose a lot of money for not attending this. The story that I could have made was, oh, well, maybe you just don't deserve this. Or maybe you don't get to rest and restore. You just get to keep marching on. I could have made up all different kind of stories about this. And I challenged myself not to. Because the good was being there during the sacred time. The good was supporting my mom. The good was the relationship that we built from spending so much time in the car, going back and forth from Las Vegas to Los Angeles, listening to the Barbra Streisand book. Those were all good things. Where I found myself was on Facebook one day noticing that some ministerial friends of mine were in Hawaii. And I looked at those pictures and I thought, that's it. That's what I want. That's what I need. That's what my soul is calling for. For a moment, I caught myself being a little envious. And I quickly recognized that. And what did I do? I prayed. Because first and foremost, I might be a minister. First and foremost, I am a spiritual practitioner. I am a prayer practitioner. And that's what comes naturally to me. So I looked at these pictures and I held it in prayer. And what I was holding was that amazing feeling of being in the water. That tropical water, looking at the fish, being in the sun, stopping on the roadside and getting a fresh coconut or pineapple. That's what I was holding on to. I could just feel it. Literally, the next day, I get a call from my friend who was going to be my roommate for Costa Rica, and she says, David won the lottery. I said, what lottery? Which lottery? He works for Nintendo. Nintendo is a Japanese company that owns property in Hawaii. He won the lottery so that he could use the property for 10 days. And she says, we want you and Bren to go to Hawaii with us. This is the next day. This stuff works, you guys. This stuff works. The minute I heard her voice and she asked the question, I didn't worry about, where's the money going to come from? Who's going to watch the dogs? How is this going to work? I just knew it was a yes, a resounding yes, because it was what my soul was needing and wanting. So I went from good. I was good with everything that went down within the family. I was good with being where I needed to be. But I went from good to great. I went from good to great because I listened to my soul. Another story. And when I get back, I'll tell you all about Hawaii. Don't worry. It is a fantastic property. I don't want to brag about it, but yeah, it's ocean view. We're talking private pool, the whole deal. Very excited. There's another person that I wanted to tell you about that I don't know if you'd say it went from good to great, but I know what she has overcome. And I know that because she's gone through what she's gone through, she's gone on to brilliance. She's gone beyond greatness. She's gone on to brilliance. Her name is Malala Yousafzai. How do I say that? Yousafzai. See, she is a young woman whose name has become synonymous with courage and perseverance. In the face of extreme hardship, she was born in Pakistan, and she always advocated for girls so that they could get an education. This is who she knew she needed to be. She spoke out against the Taliban's efforts to prevent girls from being educated. So one day on her way to school, she was shot by the head of the Taliban in her face. She had a very, very long recovery, but she was undeterred by this violence. She kept going. She never stopped with her purpose. She knew exactly what she needed to do. In recognition of her advocacy work, she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014 as the youngest ever Nobel laureate. She has since founded the Malala Fund and promotes girls' education worldwide and has become a symbol of hope and inspiration for millions. I don't know about you, but for me, she went from good to great and that greatness to brilliance as she keeps helping these millions. An amazing person. See, good to great can be the small stuff. Like, I know what I went through felt very big and heavy, and it was a lot to deal with. But then I see what she went through her life. I'm not going to compare the two. They're both moving from good to great. They're both having the courage to tell your truth and to move forward, even when it feels hard. Even when it feels like the story is really stacked up against you. We can move on from those stories. So, I always like to do a little teaching. It's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to know how to move on, right? From good to great. So there's actually a book called Good to Great. It's a business book. It's written by James C. Collins. And it's a book so that companies can leap from good to great, being from a good company to being a great company. And I thought there was some really valuable lessons there. But I wanted to kind of pluck out the lessons that would be good for a spiritually minded community like us. So this is what I've chosen to talk to you about. The first one is leadership. In the context of our conversation, I call leadership our authentic and soulful selves. That's where I want to lead from. Not from my ego itself that thinks there should be X amount of people sitting in the room and X amount of money collected and X amount of events to attend. No, I want to lead from my heart. That's the kind of leader that I always aspire to be. And that's the kind of leader that we have in leadership we have in this room, between our practitioners and our ministry council leaders, directors, and our board of trustees. So leadership, that's the first one. Let your soulful self be the leader. Not this thing. This thing gets us into trouble. I mean, they're very useful but I want to lead from here. The next is, who are you in community with? Getting the right people on the bus. It's great to have everyone on the bus, but someone that isn't good at driving shouldn't be driving the bus. Well, we'll have Rick drive the bus, of course, but you got to get the right people on the bus. So you want to make sure that you're in a community that understands that you have a purpose and understands that we are brilliant. We get to know that for each other until we know it for ourselves. When you're on this bus, what you want to do is do what you love, but do it with people you love. That's what they found out in companies. That the companies that people were doing what they really love to do, but they also did it with people that they love to do it with, that's what made the difference. You can love what you do and come home and tell horrible stories about terrible bosses or coworkers. I've had a few of those, very challenging. I liked what I did, but some of the folks that I worked with, it was very challenging. So do what you love, but do it with people you love. Next is having a culture of discipline. And I talked about this last week with the divine masculine. What did you do today to practice your practice? I dare say there was many people that are in this room now that weren't at our meditation service. I'm not going to finger point at you, but there's an opportunity to practice your practice with all of us in this room. We do it every Sunday at 9:30 a.m., and it's deep, and it's profound, and it's beautiful. So you didn't do it in this room, that's okay. Make sure you practice your practice on a daily basis, whether it's praying for yourself or asking for a prayer. Whether it's meditating, whether it's only 5 minutes or a half hour. Whether it's being mindful about what's going on in your soul as you're doing the dishes or walking the dogs. But we get to be disciplined about practicing our practice. These companies that went from good to great, they had that discipline. And we get to do that as individuals as well. The next one is integrity. When moving from good to great, we get to be lovingly honest with ourselves and each other. I've talked about that before. That can be really challenging sometimes to tell ourselves the truth. Sometimes we just kind of want to hide from it. Because when you do tell yourself the truth, then magical things can happen. Like, I told myself the truth that I wasn't going to get to go to Costa Rica. I didn't want to hear that truth, but I knew where I had to be. And what came out of it is a trip to Hawaii that I never planned. I didn't even see it around the corner. But it's exactly what my soul has signed up for, to rest and renew so I can be here with all of you the way I have been for the last year and a half. Isn't that crazy? Year and a half. Finally, momentum. Transformation or transmutation doesn't always happen in one fell swoop. It kind of sneaks up on you. If you keep practicing the practices, you might, a year later or a couple years later or 5 years later, not recognize your life or not recognize your internal life in here, your self-dialogue. But you want to keep it up. You want to keep that momentum going. Even if it doesn't feel like you're seeing any manifestation from it. Just keep going. Momentum. That's what I know about my life. Did I know 20 years ago or 20 plus years ago when I became a practitioner that I would be here? No. I didn't. but I was actively pursuing and cultivating my internal spiritual minister. I didn't even know it until I said, oh, yep, that's for me. And finally, remembering our greatness. So I have a gift for you all to remember your greatness, and it comes in the way of a poem from a poet named Susie Chasm, and it's called Remember Your Greatness. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and take this in. Before you were born, and were still too tiny for the human eye to see, you won the race for life. From among 250 million competitors, and yet, how fast you have forgotten your strength, when your every existence is proof of your greatness. You were born a winner, a warrior, one who defies the odds by surviving the most gruesome battle of them all. And now that you are a giant, why would you even doubt victory against smaller numbers and wider margins? The only walls that exist are those you have placed in your mind, and whatever obstacles you conceive exist only because you have forgotten what you have already achieved. Remember your greatness. Just take that in. Don't rush to open your eyes. Remember your greatness. And I want to finish up today with that reading that Reverend Myrna offered us so eloquently. There's some Marianne Williamson in there that has been quoted by Nelson Mandela, Barack Obama, and it's very important. So it is in the challenging moments of our lives that we are forced to try harder, dig deeper, and discover gifts we never knew we had, to find the greatness that lies within each of us. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Let's pray. First of all, just taking in a nice deep breath. Holding it at the top, and when you're ready to exhale, let it go nice and slow. As I start with gratitude, grateful for all these beautiful teachers that have come forward, grateful for remembering, grateful for that book, From Good to Great, grateful for all the stories in our lives that actually get to inform us and remind us of who we are and that life is for us. I am grateful. I am grateful for this nice hot day, grateful for the air conditioning in this room, grateful for the air conditioning in our cars, and for the ways we get to keep cool on this warm day. I'm grateful for summer, grateful for all the seasons, and I'm most grateful to know there is only one power, one presence, one love, whether you call it Mother, Father, God, goodness, life, the way, Hashem, Adonai, Yeshua, force, energy, love, unconditional love, many names and many faces, and yet only one that is through everything. It's through the noise I hear in the vents pushing out that cool air. It's in the music that we hear. It's in that beautiful voice of Chamaigne's. It's simply everywhere, every moment. It's in every person, including me. I am the one, the I am that I am, the voice, the way that God gets to experience itself through my life and my circumstances and my stories and my good to greatness. And I know the same is true for every beautiful soul within earshot of this prayer, whether you're online, whether you're here now, whether you're listening to it later. My friends, we are the ones. We are the way that God gets to express itself through our voices, through our hands, through our talents, through our kindness, through everything that happens within a day. So knowing that's the truth of who and what we are, I claim and know for all of us in here that our journey from good to great is happening in this moment. Whatever the circumstance, whatever the story lets go of us and we no longer are a victim to it. The story informs us of what we are here to do and be and know because it happened. No longer holding us back, allowing us to just fly. Allowing us to soar into greatness and brilliance like Malala. She has all the same resources that we all do, and I know that her bravery and her courage are what we have access to in this instant for whatever's going on in our lives. So in this moment for you, I ask that you say your name and anyone that you'd like prayer for. Go ahead and say it. You can either say it internally or say it out loud. Cindy. So just keep those names coming. As we also know, for the world, for this planet, for those places on this planet that have something out picturing that feels very different than love. We get to be the love for them. We get to give that love out freely so they can feel the love across the planet. And for those that are praying for Mother Gaia, for our beautiful earth, for these concerns of climate change, we know that Mother Gaia can also heal and prosper just as we can, because we know the truth. We know that we can show up differently and treat her with utmost care and love and kindness, so that the seas are clear of plastic, so that we don't get wildfires, so those things that seem to be occurring every season, they just back off because we have become conscious and aware of what is ours to do as humans on this planet. So for this and so much more, I am grateful, and thankful for answered prayer, thankful for all the ways that it unfolds. Because sometimes it unfolds in very mystical, magical ways that we don't expect. And I allow this prayer, these seeds that are within this prayer, to be planted in the spiritual laws that we know, we respect, we love, and they only work 100% of the time. So we surrender it into the law, knowing all is God, all is good, all is great. And please join me in anchoring this prayer by saying, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
I am so
So it's that time of the day where we get to practice another practice, the practice of generosity. The ushers are coming forward and they'll work their way back in the room. But please know, if you're not in the room, you can give online. You can go to our website. You can send a check to our building here. You can do a text to give. That number is 801-921-6697. You can also scan our QR code to give. There's many ways to give. And for those of you that give automatically, thank you. Thank you for setting that up. Thank you for being so generous. Thank you for allowing us to be in this lovely air-conditioned room together, staying cool, offering all that we offer, and having this amazing musical program that we have. Thank you for all that you give, and thank you for participating in one of your practices, one of the practices that we teach here. We don't hold on, we let go, and it always comes back. So thank you. Thank you, Sue. So let's bless these gifts by outstretching our heart through our hands and repeat after me. I am so blessed.
I am so blessed.
We are so blessed.
We are so blessed.
We know, as we give from the overflow, it comes back, multiplied abundantly. We are so blessed. Thank you.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. I've been set free, I'm released. I've been set free, I'm released. Burden of my past has gone away at last. I've been set free, I'm released. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to
When I was about 20 years old, I was a professional fairy godmother, and I'd visit people on their birthdays and bless their birthday wishes. And my motto for them was, wishing is not so much a matter of asking as it is of believing. And I would sing them, When You Wish Upon a Star. And I was a full-time fairy godmother because I refused to take any day job that wouldn't let me dress like this. And so once I was a receptionist at a software company, and when the CEO would bring through her venture capitalists and show them the building, there would be this fairy godmother at the front desk, and she says, when I interviewed her, the only thing she wanted to know about the company was, is there a dress code? I had no idea what she meant. I'm still at it 30 years later. When a star is born, they possess a gift or two. One of them is this: they have a power to make a wish come true. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. upon a star like dreamers do. Fate is kind, she brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of their secret longing. Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star like dreamers do. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Thank you. So sweet. Thank you.
Awesome. You are such a light. Thank you, Reverend Cindy, for that wonderful message. Reminds me to be bold, even when I'm scared. People get scared. Yeah, lots of tools you gave us. Thank you so much. Remember, there's practitioners available across the hall. If you want a quick treatment prayer, take advantage of that. And look at all the food and fun and friends. There are so many wonderful opportunities, and Chamaigne and I are looking forward not only to the raft trip, but taking advantage of so many other great events and communing with y'all outside of this wonderful place. Let's stand together and sing our closing song. Let's rock it a little bit.
Here we go. When life is too much, roll with it, baby. Don't stop and lose your touch. Oh no, baby. Hard times knocking
that.